In fact, I will talk about two infrastructure projects, and first of all, I will thank the organizers to have the possibility to tell you something, and I'm grateful to the audience to stay longer than 1 o'clock as promised in the program, and keep you off the lunch pause. I would like to talk about two infrastructure projects, EU infrastructure projects, which are of interest for this specific audience and of interest for vaccinology. One is the TransVac project, and the other is the Bionet project. Just before I start, just a few words on infrastructure projects. What is the aim of infrastructure projects? These are projects installed by the European Commission to accelerate research in the European research area by making rather expensive infrastructure available for the broad research community. And so anything to, yeah, I see it here. Okay. I will start with TransVac. TransVac is an infrastructure project which is dedicated to vaccine development, and it started out mostly for human vaccines, but in the current current project, it's also dedicated to veterinary vaccines, and the aim is to create a sustainable human veterinary vaccine R&D infrastructure, and to succeed to deliver access and extend to the scope of vaccinology and to update the vaccine development roadmaps. This is especially the roadmap for the human vaccines, but will be extended to the veterinary vaccines. If you look for the activities in an infrastructure project, these are more or less always the same. It has a transnational access service, and I will talk a lot about this mostly, and joint research activities, network activity. But the core is, of course, the access service. This is the structure of the TransVac project, which is dedicated to technology, to immune correlation, system biology, animal models, and clinical trial support. And these are all linked with across the three different pillars of the project. And if we look for access, the TransVac goal is to support and accelerate vaccine-related projects by providing access to the services and expertise contained within the TransVac infrastructure. And the services are organized around the 4 different platforms, which I already mentioned. TransVac offers a wide range of services, and the majority of which can be accessed free of charge. These services range from shorter services lasting a few weeks to longer services lasting several months, and the service is meant for research groups from outside the EU project, but mostly for researchers which are located in Europe. And applicants are also encouraged in this specific call to follow an integrated approach by applying for complementary services. This gives an example what can be looked for example, in the antigen discovery. There are services in the formulation for specific animal studies, and the process development. That is all in the research phase. And if you come to the clinical phase and the development phase, you also will be able to find support in this project. And again, it's first instance, it's free of service, and you will find on this website, so in the TransVac website, you will find more information on this. Another thing which is of interest for this audience, that there are also training programs. This will be launched in the next couple of weeks, I think, about the different trainings which are performed by this project. And these are a number of institutes which are participating in this project. So this is an infrastructure project which is dedicated to vaccine development. Bionet is an infrastructure project which is has a broader scope. It's dedicated to infectious disease, and especially to those diseases which have to be worked with in high containment facilities. And the reason why high containment facilities are in this infrastructure, because they are rare and very expensive, as you all know, and they require huge maintenance in regard to biosafety, biosecurity, the regulations and the quality and legal aspects, and they require also high professional skills. So these Animal facilities mostly are in part of this infrastructure and are available for studies. In this project, in the transnational access, and I'm talking now mostly about the transnational access, not about the network or the research activities within the project, 14 European key infrastructure sites are participating in it and permitting infection animal studies under high containment conditions for the various species. And 16 partners, that means 2 additional partners, they also make their laboratories available for specific test developments, test assays, or expertise exchange. And most of these of the VetBioNet partners are belonging to the field of epizootic and zoonotic research institutes. The overall objective is to ensure easy and transparent access for researchers, again, of outside the EU project to high containment facilities and laboratories and to collections of infected tissue samples and reagents. We also try to facilitate infectious disease studies with focus on, or we try to facilitate infectious disease studies with focus on knowledge and expertise development for OIE-listed diseases, BSL-3 pathogens, zoonotic pathogens, emerging diseases. And if these are extended to, it can also be extended to other infectious diseases, but the obtained knowledge and expertise should have relevance for these diseases. The specifics, some specifics of the project so far. We have a web-based interface for transnational access for customers, and so we have one-stop shop. A user selection panel. This is an independent review panel which evaluates the transnational access proposals, and we hope with some transnational access point that we have an easy accessible front office. Who are the customers? These are usually academic research groups, but also from research institutes, small, medium enterprise, because we want to provide access also for industry, including pharma industry, and who are interested in vaccine development, diagnostic development, medical or veterinary treatment, and health management products. This goes broader than the pure vaccinology, of course. These are the number of institutes, and most of you recognize the acronyms of the institutes, and they are allocated across Europe. And they're working with various species, and they have various expertise, and each partner has a specific but overlapping expertise. So we can offer quite a broad spectrum of expertises. This is an example of what has been done in Nadir, which was a project, the predecessor of this project. And you see here a number of different species. Transnational access studies were provided in, and also the various fields where studies have been requested. And viral pathogenesis, for example, was the top one, of viral vaccines, but also parasite pathogenesis was in it. What we offer is the most important, the animal BSLs 2 and 3 animal laboratory facilities, validated animal models, and the different monitoring tools. And what is new to this project compared to the earlier, that we also provide access to tissue and serum samples and to pathogen banks, and also to study design expertise to help people who are not used in this field. The access to biological materials, I will keep it short, is something new, and will have to be developed much more as it is at the moment. This just shows the application process. From the application of a we screen first of all a pre-proposal for eligibility within the project, then a proposal is requested, and that will be evaluated by the user selection panel. So this is in short about this specific infrastructure program, and I hope this is interesting for you to know about it. And if you need more information, you will find it on the websites of Transvac and VetBioNet, and you will find also the service applications and the conditions. Thank you very much.
Great. Thanks, Norbert.